Okay. As this week progresses, okay, I don't know how tomorrow unfolds. I don't know how tomorrow will unfold. You have a pep rally it says 2:50. I would presume that'll go till the end. Okay. I just want to get through this material. I've got a job. I'm just trying to do it to the best of my ability. Would you please allow me to do that?
Yes, guys.
Okay. So as this progresses, we still need to do the vocabulary evaluation for 10, which we've taken that grade for. Okay? And then when it says review, we need to do the cell cycle, which we've gone over, which includes mitosis. We just haven't shown you that. We know what they mean. Okay? Okay. Now, the only reason I keep looking at people is because you're the ones that are talking, all right?
Yes, sir.
So, which we know what the terms mean, but we need to apply those to what the chromosomes are doing, all right? But what we haven't talked about yet, and it says on our schedule, is multiple alleles, okay? Because you have to be 16 years old to donate blood. Is that correct? Yeah. So how many of you were able to go through that process should your parents have allowed you to do that? Okay. So what this means is how do we know, where do we get our blood from, which means, yes, we get it from our parents. We get the blood from our parents, the different types. Does anyone know what the 4 blood types are? O is one of them. Okay, so we have O. I heard A. And then AB. Okay? So it's how these traits get inherited from your parents. One side from mom, one side from dad. Just like with a lot of what goes through meiosis, the traits that you receive as well. Because how many chromosomes do we have total?
42. There's 22.
There's 23 pairs, which means you've got 46 chromosomes. Okay? So, what this means is, if we're talking about these 4 blood types, if this is A, we want to make this B, we'll say this one is AB, and then this bottom one, we're going to leave blank for a moment. It was blood type O. Okay? Okay. But the multiple alleles part, okay? What this means is is not the only way that you get blood type A. This is not the only way you get blood type B. This is the only way you get blood type AB. Okay? So all throughout this chapter, we're dealing with dominant traits and recessive traits. Okay? So if these capital letters are dominant, which they are, okay, then here is our recessive trait. Just 2 small i's. That's all it is. 2 lowercase i's. Okay? which means there are multiple, well, there's two ways that you can get blood type A. There's two ways you can get blood type B, but there's only one way that you can get blood type AB, okay? And only one way you can get blood type O, okay? So if this is blood type A, which it is, you can also have this, okay? That's a heterozygous trait because we know what that term means. It means one of each type of allele. It's both a dominant and a recessive put together. Okay? So if that's what happens in blood type A, logic would say that that's also what happens in blood type B. Okay? And then we don't have to worry about these because there's only one way you can get blood type AB. There's only one way you can get blood type O. And that is, especially with blood type O, you'd have to have just the right combination of two heterozygous crosses. Meaning that one parent has this blood type, the other parent has this blood type. Okay? But then that's not the only way that you look at your blood types. You also have AB negative, B positive, maybe A negative, A positive, O positive. Okay, we're not too concerned about that for this process here. Okay, we just want to know how you get the different blood types. Okay. So very quickly, we could just look at it like this.
Just come back. Not small.
I know. No, he's probably 320 maybe. Stop. He probably weighs more than Cole.
So what would the possible outcomes be? Okay, so if you choose to write this down, we'll go ahead and give you a couple moments to do so. Okay, so just like any other type of problem that we would go through, okay, we've got our key, so then this first parent that we're talking about, what would its genotype be by looking at our key, okay? So if one parent is heterozygous for blood type B, what would the alleles for that correlate to? Right, so what we're saying is you said capital and lowercase. Okay? So then that must mean that that B allele or type is on this capital I, which it is. Okay? So then the other two alleles are this.
No.
Okay. So, and this is really no different than what you would have gone over. This would maybe be what would maybe look the most that is about as close as we could get. Although we got a specific blood type here that's A and B. It's a combination of the two. That's why we call this multiple alleles, because really it's only two of these, A and B, but you come up with 4 different blood types. That's why we call that multiple alleles. So everyone could get your blood type taken or tested just to see what this would possibly correlate to. And then this is probably how you would test different types of paternity tests. See who's the parent, who's the mom, who's the dad. You could also do it for that type of an application. Okay. So, as we write this out, okay, so since this is on the left side, we would just do this. And then these are 2 capital I's with an A and a B. Okay? So even just by glancing at this, is there going to be 1 blood type, 2 blood types, 3 blood types, 4 possible blood types? And we really don't know just by glancing at it, but it looks to me like there's maybe 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.
Okay? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We have So, what do we see for blood typing for that? There's actually 4 different blood types that could possibly arise from this. Now, of these 4, does anyone know which one's the most common? Does anybody know? This is by far the most common. Okay? Does anyone know which one is the most rare? And then this one would be the one that's, and there when you're getting into your antigen factors like AB positive, AB negative, then you get to be a little more specific with that. Okay? So, that's why now I got to think about this for a moment. I believe it is people with O blood can receive from anybody. Okay? And then type AB blood can receive it from anybody. Everybody O can donate, like you said. Okay. All right. And that's because type O blood doesn't have those antigen factors on its cell surface. But you knew what we were talking about. Yes. Well, else you wouldn't have said anything. Correct. Okay. So with this, as we're moving forward, okay, next week we will have your vocabulary 10 evaluation, because we know next week it's only 2 days. We'll get this chapter wrapped up the first week of December. And then we make your final approach towards semester break, which is over evolution. And one of the things that we've done in the past is we correlate a table that you students will make on animals that were known and documented to be, it's called before the dinosaurs. Students have always enjoyed it in the past. I don't think there's any reason that this would be any different. Okay, so that is what your final is going to be over the evolution chapter. Okay, and then maybe some of this as well, because we're winding down fairly quickly. Might not seem like it because Thanksgiving's not here yet, but that is also just right around the corner. Okay, so like we mentioned, for those of you who are gone, on Wednesday, we'll go ahead and we're going to review the cell cycle and what mitosis is. Next week, we'll have your vocabulary evaluation over chapter 10. And then, first week of December, we'll have your 2-day exam over this probably. I think it's over 2 days. Then we move on to your final chapter. Okay, now some of you are going to be absent tomorrow, which would not affect this class anyway. All right, so barring no questions, that's all I have. We'll catch up to you next time.